Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Trespasser Kaiju action figure from Series 3 of NECA's Pacific Rim line. And you know, compared to like the first Knifehead figure, which was pretty small, the leatherback figure from Series 2's packaging seemed huge. This is even huger. Basically, the Kaiju figure's packaging just continues to grow bigger and bigger with each wave. NECA likes to take the same figure and then repaint it and sell as different figures. And this is the same body, mostly, as the battle-damaged Knifehead. So I was kind of on the fence about getting this. Also, this kaiju was barely in the movie. So why did I get this? Well, there's enough differences for me to justify getting it. And also, it's such a major part of the film as far as like the opening scene. It's the very first kaiju. And even though you barely see it attacking the Golden Gate Bridge, you do see like its skull in a museum. You see little kids playing with the action figures. It has like a legacy within the movie, and I thought that was kind of at least worth owning to buy this figure. Especially the fact that they made a toy of it within the movie. I like that a toy that exists in the real world, even though this one is way more detailed than the one that they have on the little kids' toy shelves. Now, let's take a closer look at the articulation on this figure, because it's got a good head here. It's got a good swiveling head with a rad jaw. I like that jaw. It's got ball jointed shoulders. Well, it's a ball hinge in the shoulders. The elbow, single joint. You got the ball hitch for the wrist. You've got the single joint here for a second set of arms and a swiveling wrist. Well, actually, I think it is a ball joint, but it doesn't really move that much. It might as well just be a swivel. You've got the swivel at the waist. You've got the hinge at the top of the leg, the knee joint within the middle of the leg, and then you've got this rotating ball for the feet, which really helps stabilize the figure. What also helps stabilize the figure is this tail, which is a bendy tail. But it doesn't read like a bendy tail. It really does match the rest of the material quite nicely, even though it's not the same kind of plastic. It's like a soft rubber. And that sculpt continues through, and it looks really good. As does the paint on this. I like the fact that they're using a brown kind of wash over the green. And that wash really does highlight all the little scales in there, all the little grooves and whatnot. You take a look going down the leg here. All the little lizardy scales. But that brown wash really does help. It gets right in there into the grooves and really does look good. As do these little ridges going across his thigh. And his claws look good with the black paint. I'm really impressed with the paint so far on this, as am I really impressed with this sort of brown section of his chest. I think they did a good job transitioning from the green there. As the highlights of all the little yellow designs on him look really good too. Here's a closer look at his hand, and just the little ridges in between his fingers. I'm really impressed by the sheer size of this figure and the sculpt that someone had to take to make this. Let me take a closer look at his back. And the black horns there. Now this figure shares a lot of similarities with Knifehead. The whole figure, from like the feet, the tail, the body, are all the same, except right around here, Knifehead stops. This is its own sculpted chest and not a separate piece. This chest is a solid piece. This back piece that attaches, these horns are the same. This ridge line going down is the same, but aside from the base of this little ridge and horn, this whole top section, totally different. And the head is totally different. But I do like this ridge. I like the fading of the brown to the darker green, almost black. Good sculpting going on there too as far as creating the shape goes. And then lastly, we got the head, which has really good little sculpty grooves going in it, and a great shape to it. Also, the eyes look rad on this. Very menacing. I like the little red line. And the teeth look good. Look how brown and gnarly they are. Jaw's got a good shape to it. Jaw's got good paint. And I like the inside of his mouth there. Here they are next to each other, just so you can see how much the arms, the chest, the legs are all the same figure. And then you get to the chest area, like I said, and how this keeps going. This is a separate piece, so this is its own figure and this is an attachment. And you can see also the similarity between the base of the back pieces, how they're the same kind of lip and edge. Normally this sort of thing would really piss me off if NECA did this, because it's, so much of the same body aside from just, a gray and blue paint versus a green and brown. But they're lucky in that the design for Trespasser and Knifehead, when you look at the movie, are very similar too. Like, that movie also cheated and used the same body and made its own adjustments. So that NECA is really lucky in that it's not them necessarily going cheap or being cost effective. The movie did it too. So in that sense, I think it's very appropriate that these use the same body types. Compared to NECA's 6-inch human figures, or even the Jaeger figures, this is a massive action figure with a lot of great detail, some really, really good sculpting going on here, and some great paint. I think it's an awesome, massive kaiju figure, and I really dig it. Thanks for watching.